Welcome, dear soul, to this sacred space between the seen and the unseen, where spirit breathes through symbols and the silent whispers of the universe rise like incense through the veil. As you arrive here, know that it is not by chance. The divine orchestration of time has guided you to this reading for a reason. Perhaps your heart has been carrying a weight, a question, or maybe your spirit, weary and quiet, has been seeking a deeper truth beyond the noise of the everyday world. So take a deep breath now. Allow the noise of the outer world to melt away like mist beneath the morning sun. And as you exhale, we welcome in the presence of spirit unseen but ever present, that which sees beyond illusion, hears the secrets beneath silence, and brings forth messages shaped not in language but in vibration. This is a general reading, yes, but let your intuition be the compass. What resonates, take it as sacred nectar for your soul. What does not, release it like petals in the river. Now, let us peer into the mirror of your current energy. And what we find is not the soft stillness of peace, but the trembling waters of unease. Around you, there are murmurs, secrets kept behind closed doors, whispers like smoke, curling through the air, hard to grasp yet heavy with tension. The place where you labor, whether an office, a studio, or your own sacred workspace, feels shadowed. You sense it, don't you? Eyes that turn away too quickly, conversations that hush when you walk by. There is gossip in the walls, an energy in the air that feels heavy like walking through water. This is more than just workplace politics. This is spiritual resistance, a test, a forging fire. And there, standing at the crossroads of your ambition, is the figure of a woman. She wears the mask of earthly beauty, brown hair, sharp eyes, a poised hand held upward. But beneath her calm exterior is resistance. Not the helpful kind, the kind that stifles, blocks, restricts. She may not raise her voice, but her energy is loud. She stands as a gatekeeper, an obstacle, preventing your steps from reaching higher ground. You may find yourself feeling isolated, not for lack of skill, not for lack of effort, but because the path ahead seems subtly, yet deliberately, closed. The doors that should open with ease feel like stone. And in this silent battle, your spirit has grown weary. But let me say this clearly. What is hidden shall not remain hidden forever. What is done in shadow cannot withstand the light. And spirit is watching. You are not alone. Though it may feel as though the stars have turned their gaze away from you, they are in fact aligning slowly, precisely, powerfully. You are standing in the eye of the storm, yes. But remember, in the eye there is clarity, stillness, preparation. This part of your journey is not your defeat. It is the birth canal of transformation, the fire that reveals the gold beneath the rust. And so, before we step further, I invite you again to breathe, to call back your power, to remember that even in spaces of uncertainty, you carry ancient wisdom. You are not at the mercy of other shadows, you are the bearer of your own light. Let us now part the veil and see what lies beyond. Even amidst the shadows, something sacred has already begun. Though you may be surrounded by resistance, though the air may feel thick with unseen tension, there is a quiet flicker of light inside you. The kind that does not burn with pride but glows with purpose. You have entered a new phase of your life recently. Perhaps it began subtly, a shift in job, a new project, a decision to finally follow your own voice. The Ten of Swords emerges now, not as a punishment, but as a final chapter of a cycle long overdue. This is the card of collapse, of betrayal that struck from behind, when you weren't looking. Perhaps it was the kind of pain that numbs the soul, a legal loss, a broken bond, a truth wrapped in lies, and pierced through the heart with silence. You gave your all, and still it was taken. What remained was a hollow ache, an echo of injustice in a world that felt too loud, too cruel. It asks you to plant seeds now that may not bloom for some time. It requires faith. And here it comes. The card of faith itself appears like a soft lantern in the dark. It is no ordinary card. It is a spiritual command. To trust, to surrender, to believe not just in fate, but in your place within it. There are moments ahead that will test your inner compass. Not all answers will come from logic. Some will come in the form of dreams, strange, vivid, lingering upon waking. Others may appear as whispers from people long forgotten, a message from the past, a sudden clarity that arrives like lightning cracking open the night sky. Do not ignore these signs. The divine is not always loud. It speaks in symbols, patterns, echoes, and right now it is weaving something for you. A path that has not yet formed underfoot, but waits for your first step of belief. You are not merely surviving these trials, you are awakening. This time in your life, though filled with challenge, is also ripe with revelation. You are being invited into the sacred unknown, not to be afraid, but to remember who you are when the world forgets. Decisions await you. Forks in the road will appear, but you will not choose blindly, because your soul remembers what your mind cannot yet grasp. You are walking between the worlds now, between what was and what could be. And with each breath, you move closer to alignment, to clarity, to truth. So hold your head high, dear soul. The storm may roar around you, but your inner compass is calibrated to something greater. You are not lost, you are being redirected. You are not broken, you are being reforged. Let us go deeper still, because the next turn in your path will ask you to face deception, confront truth, and reclaim your power. As we walk deeper into this sacred vision, the path narrows, the light flickers, and shadows grow longer. For now, we come face to face with the unseen enemies. Not beasts with fangs, but whispers with teeth. Not curses shouted aloud, but intentions spoken in silence. Around you, dear soul, lurks a presence, cunning, observant, veiled. The Page of Swords reveals itself, not as an innocent messenger, but as the spy behind the curtain. Someone is watching you, not out of admiration, but out of envy. Out of fear of your light, they stir the pot behind your back, injecting poison into the well you drink from. Tails twisted, truths bent, motives questioned. They wear the mask of concern, but their eyes gleam with hidden agenda. This may be someone within your workplace, or even within your familiar circle, someone who cloaks manipulation in polite smiles. You may have felt it. The sense of being scrutinized, judged when no one's speaking. The way conversations change as you walk into the room, that strange, heavy energy in your stomach, that is not paranoia, that is intuition. Your soul knows when you are being watched, when you are being set up. Yet this is not just gossip. The cards speak of a deeper weight, a decision pending, tied perhaps to something legal, official, or binding. The Two of Swords appears, a crossroads veiled in fog. You know a choice must be made, but you are still waiting for that last piece of the puzzle. The hidden document, the clarifying message, the missing truth, and so you hesitate. You stand between two swords, both sharp, both dangerous, unable to move without wounding either side of your soul. This is the tension before the truth arrives. This is the moment Spirit urges you not to act in haste, but to wait, watch, and listen. Around you, the energy is volatile. There are deadlines breathing down your neck, the clock ticking like a war drum. You're being pushed to perform, to meet expectations, fulfill tasks, answer demands, yet beneath it all, you feel the drain, as though you are sprinting through sand, defending your position on ground that keeps shifting. You're being tested, not only in what you can do, but in who you are when others try to define you. And still, you rise, exhausted but standing, shaken but not shattered. This part of the reading reveals a spiritual battlefield cloaked in earthly disguise. It may look like work pressure. It may sound like workplace tension. But make no mistake, this is warfare on the soul level. You are learning to protect your light, to shield your energy, to discern who speaks with truth, and who speaks with venom wrapped in velvet. Do not let fear force you into rushed decisions. Your wisdom lies in your waiting. The fog will lift. The hidden will be revealed. And when it does, you will move, not with panic, but with precision. You are not merely surviving this chaos. You are mastering it. And now, as we prepare to cross into the next threshold of your journey, we begin to see the fruit of your labor, the silent strength that has held you upright through all these storms. Though the winds have howled and shadows encircled, you have not wavered. While others spoke in riddles behind your back, you answered only with action. Quiet, steady, relentless, you have been planting seeds in secret, and now Spirit whispers a new season is stirring. We now step into the realm of the Nine of Pentacles, the card of self-sufficiency, of graceful independence. It is a reward not given but earned. Through late nights and silent sacrifices, through moments when the world turned away, but you chose to show up anyway. You have begun to reclaim your power. Even if your heart still trembles from past betrayals, your hands, oh your hands, they continue to build. You are learning what it means to stand on your own, not with bitterness, but with the quiet pride of someone who no longer begs to be seen because you have seen yourself. And as we look deeper, we meet the Eight of Pentacles, the apprentice, the master in the making. You are not just working, you are studying the language of purpose, shaping yourself skill by skill, refining the art of who you are becoming. Perhaps you're diving into something technical, mathematical, methodical, or maybe your learning is less visible, an emotional alchemy, transforming wounds into wisdom. This is not a time of stagnation. This is a sacred forge, where effort becomes elevation, where consistency calls forth prosperity, and there, shining like a talisman in your path, stands the magician, a symbol of pure manifestation, a reminder that you hold the tools, the fire of intention, the air of thought, the water of emotion, the earth of action. You are not waiting to be saved. You are summoning your own transformation. This is a powerful time, dear soul. You may feel busier than ever, juggling roles, absorbing knowledge, turning every lesson into gold. But take a breath, because in your silent labor, you are weaving your future. And yet the path of growth is not without its toll. We see the Seven of Pentacles now. You've given much, time, energy, faith. And now you pause, waiting. Will the seeds sprout? Will the effort return a harvest? The answer is yes, but not without patience. You are in the in-between, that sacred moment before the bloom, where roots grow in darkness, where unseen progress unfolds. But then a tremor in the energy. The Five of Pentacles appears like a cold wind, a card of lack, of fear, of feeling shut out from the abundance you crave. You may feel, at times, like you're watching others thrive, while you scrape together enough to keep going. The scarcity bites deep not only in the purse, but in the spirit. But hear this, beloved. This card is not your destiny. It is a mirror. It reflects how the world has made you feel abandoned, forgotten, unworthy. But those are illusions. You are not locked out of abundance. You are merely on the threshold. The universe is testing your roots. Will they hold, even when the branches bear no fruit yet? And I tell you this, yes, they will, because you have not come this far to be broken by delay. You are the garden and the gardener, and soon the harvest will come. But before that, a choice must be made. A decision will rise, one that will ask you to walk away from the past and into your own light. And in the next chapter, we shall see what paths await you and what destiny stirs behind the veil. We have journeyed through darkness. We've walked among whispers, stood at the edge of despair, and planted seeds beneath soil soaked in silence. But now, the winds shift. The horizon stirs, and spirit leans in, whispering, "It is time." Before you now stands the King of Rods, a figure cloaked not in fear, but in fire. He does not run from the past. He commands it. This is your energy awakening, your vision rising like a phoenix through smoke. But there is a choice. Two paths, two projects, two futures. Both calling, both unknown. One may promise stability, the other growth, but with risk. And you, soul traveler, must choose not with logic alone, but with the deep pulse of your inner knowing. You've carried burdens, not only physical ones, but emotional wreckage from battles past. You've been burned by deceit, cut by words spoken in secret, wounded by trust misplaced. There may even have been legal entanglements, a courtroom, a contract gone wrong, a betrayal sealed with ink and silence. But those chains no longer hold you. The past was never meant to be your prison, only your passage. And now, the cards rise to meet you with final clarity. The Queen of Rods, fierce, radiant, sovereign, this is you, stepping into your power, no longer waiting to be chosen. You are choosing yourself. You are seen. You are heard. You are center stage not because you demanded it, but because your light could no longer be dimmed. With her comes the Hierophant, a sacred teacher, a channel of ancient wisdom. You are no longer just learning. You are becoming the guide, the voice that others will now turn to. Whether you are a spiritual mentor, a leader in your craft, or simply someone who speaks truth in a world built on illusion, you are being called to lead with integrity. And above all these, shining like a jewel in the cosmic crown, is the star. Ah, the star, the promise of healing, the return of hope, the reminder that your soul's deepest wish is not lost, only waiting to be remembered. You are being aligned with a destiny greater than you've imagined. A new project, a dream long buried, a calling you thought life had silenced. It is returning, and this time you will meet it not from fear, but from fullness. The fairy tarot now steps in, like wind chimes catching a divine breeze. Balance appears, reminding you to merge wisdom from others with your own voice. There is no rush. There is only divine timing. Let intuition and research walk hand in hand. The High Priestess arrives, a guardian of secrets. She urges you to trust your instincts, to meditate, reflect, listen deeply. The answers are already within, waiting to be heard. And finally, the Nine of Autumn. Reward yourself. You've earned it. Whether you are building your own path, starting your own venture, or simply choosing peace over approval, this is your harvest. The financial strain, the emotional drought, it begins to lift. Because now you are creating not from fear, but from faith. The universe has heard your silent prayers. It has witnessed your unseen battles. And now, your time is near. So take heart, beloved soul. You did not break. You bloomed. And as the final card falls and the light gently returns, know this. You are not only surviving your story, you are rewriting it in ink made of starlight.